Hey guys, how are y'all doing today? Welcome to Review Sesh. If you've been here before, I really do appreciate you coming back to visit me. And if you haven't been here before, give me just one moment. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. So my name's Mike, and what I do is I review federally legal hemp products and devices. So it doesn't really matter whether it's a consumable product of any kind or whether it's a functional device of any type. We're going to be looking at all of that stuff on this channel. I really do hope you enjoy the content that I'm making for you. So guys, today we're going to be looking at a particular cross. This one I'm really excited about. This is one that I'm not real sure about. I've got some questions about it, but it's crossed with one of my more, I don't know, evasive strains, for me anyway. But before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and kick it back to the previous me, and he's going to go ahead and reiterate to you a little bit about what we're doing on this channel. And he might even be able to explain a little bit to you about what THCA is, for those of you who might not be sure. And then after that, we're going to be hopping right into the review. All right, as you guys know, I review federally legal hemp products and devices on this channel. And some of these products have THCA in the name. And THCA is one of those things that has an awful lot of people confused right now. So if you're one of those people that's confused, give me just one moment. Let me explain a little bit. I might be able to educate you a little bit about what THCA actually is. And THCA stands for tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, and it's the naturally occurring compound found on all hemp plants everywhere. Basically, it's the precursor to what we know now as Delta 9 THC. All right. So, in and of itself, though, guys, THCA is not psychoactive. You're not going to go out and eat a piece of a hemp plant and get any elevated effects. It does not work like that. It first has to undergo a process called decarboxylation. And decarboxylation may sound like a fancy chemistry word, and it's because it is, but it's very simple in principle. And it simply means application of heat. So it doesn't really matter whether it's environmental heat, just the heat of the sun, it's a hot day outside, or, we're applying some artificial heat with some flame or with an electronic heat source like I like to use. We are decarboxylating that THCA molecule, and it's dropping that A right off the end of that molecule chain, and it's leaving you with good old-fashioned THC. So, guys, I want to be very clear on this. For all intents and purposes, the THC that everybody that you've ever spoken to or has ever spoken about before this, before 2018, they have been referring to THCA, the naturally occurring compound found on the plant. All right? Very clear about that. It is basically the same thing everybody's always spoken about. But the great thing is, since 2018 in the federal farm bill, we can get all these things to our doors. We don't have to go out and, you know, deal with strange people at odd times of night, potentially go out and, waste our time at the least and risk our safety at the worst. Now we just get it mailed to us, and when you get your packages in the mail, you're going to be getting something like this. This is a letter, a notice to law enforcement and the postal service, and it just dictates what is in the package, and it does list the applicable sections of the 2018 Farm Bill, that the things in the package are covered under. Very important to hold on to these guys. You don't want to get rid of these right now. They pack flat. Just hold on to them. There's no reason to throw these out at this moment. For the foreseeable future, hold on to these and hold on to any COAs or certificates of analysis that you may have with your products. All right. All right, guys, we're back, and today we're looking at something from ShopHelloMary. Today we're going to be looking at Burberry Gary. Now, this is a very interesting name. Burberry Gary. This is 14 grams of their smalls. I love ShopHelloMary smalls. They are always consistent. They are always good. Um, but Burberry Gary, we have a cross here listed on ShopHelloMary as Gary Payton crossed with Sunset Sherb crossed with Skittles back crossed twice. And opening it up, yeah, I'm getting a lot there. There's stuff that I would expect there. Earthy, slightly herbal on the peppery, spicy kind of side. Not hot spicy, but herbal spicy kind of smell. Fairly earthy. Got some gas on it. I can tell it's going to have some gas on it. And we're going to set that aside there. And we do have a different different little tray there, just a little dish for these half-ounce bags. These half-ounce ones are kind of difficult with these small trays, so we can get a larger one. Really, really nice flower, looking really good so far. It's dark, but it's got some good dark purples and stuff in there too, I can tell. Um, they are smalls. Good mixture. Not quite on the micro size, though there are some mixed in. Um, but these are fairly decent, and they do have some stick and some keef to them. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take a cut here. We're gonna get whatever good shots I can get of this, and then we're gonna be back, and I'm gonna be trying it out, and we're gonna be looking a little bit at this cross. I'm very interested in the cross, and I think it's gonna wind up being something really really tasty. All right, guys, I'm back, and I've got some great shots of this Burberry Gary from ShopHelloMary. Oh wow, that rhymes. That's pretty neat. All right. Sorry, bit silly. I noticed that while I was taking these shots. I'm like, a Burberry Gary from Shop Hello Mary. Say that 5 times fast. It kind of feels like a one of those things an actor will do or something like that before they go on stage, like a stage actor or something would do. All right, let's go ahead and pile up a bunch of this in the grinder. Good old herb saver. Great for knocking keef off of stuff. So that hopefully we'll be able to get you guys some good keef shots. Past couple have been successful in getting you some pretty decent keef shots. So we're gonna hope for another successful grind here. Now, as you'll see with the photos, there's a lot of trichome density here, guys. Lots and lots of trichome density. Um, just crazy. I mean, it is machine trimmed, and they are small. So due to the nature of that, it can sometimes be a little bit difficult to get solo trichome. But I happen to know that the machine trimming for Shop Mary flower is really not that extensive. And if you actually look at the photos, if you've already seen them, go back and look at them again. Um, yeah, if you actually look at it, there's so much density there. Those trichomes can't help but be smashed into each other and just kind of all become one type thing. And it's really very interesting. And we have our first one of the past few videos where we're not getting any keef on there, guys. I am sorry about that, but that's probably a good thing because I can tell there's quite a lot of trichome density, which means there's going to be a lot sticking to this flower, which means we are going to be getting some pretty good effects from it, probably. At least some very good dense vapor. And the grind is very, very nice. The smell is what I know to be Gary Payton for the most part, but it's got some other stuff in there. We'll get to that here momentarily. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pack up the microdose bowl for our little taster. And then we're also going to pack up the titanium hybrid matrix bowl. And we will be using our One Hit Wonder by Crossing, presented and brought to you by the Dab Hut. We'll be using that with our Crossing Thermal Twist as the backup. All right. I always have a backup when I'm running these sorts of things. If I need a little more heat to get just that extra bit of flavor out of something, but I don't want to wait for this to heat back up, I can always go to this and try to just drive that last bit of flavor um, out of any flower I'm sampling for you guys, just so I can try to get a more full idea of what it is that I'm tasting, so I can try to describe it to you better. So we're gonna start with the little microdose bowl. We're got my little whip here, and we're gonna be running it through that. very, very dense, thick vapor. So all of that, all those trichomes, all of that keef that you saw on those photos is definitely still attached to the flower, and that's quite nice. Now, according to this, Burberry Gary on ShopHelloMary.com is Gary Payton crossed with Sunset Sherb crossed with Skittles back crossed twice. Sativa hybrid, sativa sativa dominant hybrid. Um, uplifting and cerebral. Creative focus while calming in the body. Leaning toward relaxation. Ideal for daytime and evening use. Um, and it's great for unwinding or boosting inspiration. So yeah, that's a. It's described as pretty well rounded. Um, looking at the COA from ShopHelloMary, we are looking at 26.304% THCA. Do have uh, some points on some other things, which is nothing to speak of. Total cannabinoids is 27.036. All right, so uh, right, so what we have here, yes, it's a cross of what it says it is. It's Gary Payton crossed with Sunset Sherb crossed with Skittles back crossed twice. All right, and this one is sativa leaning apparently. And what you're going to be getting from this, since it does have that Gary Payton in there, you know what I'm saying? It's got that in there. You're going to be getting a lot of diesel, earthy, kind of peppery stuff going for it. That's what I was getting with this first thing. I was noticing way more Gary Payton than anything. However, there is something different. It's not as heavy on the gas. It's not as heavy on the earth as Gary Payton. Um, I guess I could put the plug back in there, couldn't I? It's got some other stuff that it's bringing that's being brought to it by the Sunset Sherb and the Skittles. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and use this one and get some extra out of it. I know it's done if after putting a little bit of extra heat with my thermal twist on there, it stops vaping up. If I stop getting vapor after adding heat to it with the thermal twist after a couple of seconds, it is done and done. And that bowl is quite done. Very, very flavorful. Initially, I'm getting a combination of that diesel earth, slightly peppery, but with that herbal spice, not that heat, not a black pepper type thing. Um, but I've also got some creamy fruit coming in there. Not as much citrus as you would think. It is more berry leaning. You would think with Sunset Sherb you would expect a lot more citrus. Um, and I'm not getting a ton of citrus from this. It seems berry forward. Um, and very, very forward, in fact. So yeah, we're gonna try this big one. Um, I am already feeling the effects. The effects are, it's uplifting, but I'm calm. I mean, you can see my eyes are starting to, kind of droop a little bit. I'm starting to feel a little bit more pressure behind the eyes. I can tell it is sativa leaning because that's typically what I get with sativa. I get a little bit more ocular pressure, and that's not a bad thing for me. I actually do enjoy that feeling. So, this says it may relieve some chronic pain, depression, fatigue, headaches, migraines, stress. Migraines, yeah, it's a little bit, stimulating. It might actually, I do have that ocular pressure. Sometimes what you need to help with a migraine is, just getting things moving around a little more. You know what I mean? Opening things up, getting blood flowing, you know, into or out of, you know, your headspace. So I could see this as potentially being helpful with that. Yeah, sure. I mean, theoretically, definitely stress. It's got me very calm for as stimulated as I'm feeling. It's got me very calm. It's got me feeling extremely inquisitive. There are certain things that I want to know more about, and I'm gonna keep trying to figure more out about this strain for the moment. We're gonna go ahead and hit this again. Oh yes. Oh yes. hmm There's that Gary Payton gas, and it's definitely got very. It's sweeter. It's smoother, but it's enough gas there to know you know that you're hitting Gary Payton. You know it. Mm. Gassy, earthy. It does have that certain spice to it. You know, I don't know if it's. I can't call it black peppery. It's got to be some other kind of spice. I don't know what it is, but it's spicy. Um, and with all that, it still stays creamy. Really does want to expand on you though. If you're taking big hits of this, it does want to expand on you, so be aware of that. And this is sitting this particular um cut from ShopHelloMary is sitting and actually right at the high end of the THC line for this. The average THC is between 19 and 29%, and this is right up there toward the end of that. So toward the high end of that, and yeah, it's very very potent. It's fairly quick on you. I've only been filming right now this section of this video for about almost 13 minutes, and I am fairly well um, medicated right now. This is something that I could see myself, really putting some work in with this. This could be uh, something I would gravitate to if I really did want to get into some really like heavy writing or something like that. Some real creative process type stuff. That tends to be what I use sativas for, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I've been trying an awful lot of sativas lately, and I've begun to develop a real appreciation for them. They have their use and they have their place in my rotation now. And I do actually look for sativas for certain things, and I look for indicas for certain things, and my hybrids are my all day vape sort of thing. Um, you know, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. And this is a really good, interesting, really interesting cross with Gary Payton. Like I say, you're not if you're getting it looking for Sunset Sherb or something more tangy. I'm not sure if you're gonna get that with this. If you're looking for something that's got a little bit more from this Gittles side of thing, you're just looking for like more candy, maybe with some berry, sweet, with some creaminess. That's what you're getting from a sunset. Sure, you're getting that creaminess from it there, but it is more berry forward, more berry candy sweet type of thing. Still with all that gas from Gary Payton. So very, very nice. Hmm. So it's interesting for a cross. Really nice cross. But I know you're asking yourself, or you might be anyway, Mike, when's the last time you actually had Gary Payton? Right? Well, I've actually had Gary Payton fairly recently. But just so happens I have another video coming up after this one, 12 hours from when you'll be seeing this video. You might want to watch that one. Um, I might answer your question. Really, really, I've had Gary Payton very, very recently. Um, Fantastic stuff. One of my, I hate to say it, it is a classic. It's a new classic, but it's one of my favorite new classics. There are a few which I'm really, really getting down with. Blockberry being one of them. I think Gary Payton is right there next to Blockberry. I can't believe I'm saying it because when I first started down this road, I was seeing Gary Payton everywhere, and I'm like, oh, great, there's another lemon cherry gelato. But no, 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 no. This is something entirely different. This has more gas. This has more funk to it than lemon cherry gelato. Though I do have a new appreciation for that. Could ever hope to achieve. So with that, I'll leave you guys to think about that. That's I'm wondering I'm wondering what that spice is, what I'm getting. That peppery spice that's not pepper. If you guys have any idea what you would call that, let me know. I'm really interested. I'm wondering about that. I've gotten it with a few different things, and it's not the same thing as hashy. It's not that same spice that I talk about with that is hashy. The stuff that I talk about that's hashy, that is that's coming from direct land race type stuff. There's a certain je ne sais quoi to it. I don't know. It's there's something about it. And there's something about this spice here, but I can't put my finger on it. I can't put my nose or my taste buds to it. I don't know. So if you guys could help me with that, that'd be great. Maybe some of you guys out there, big with Gary Payton and you know a lot about it. I'd be happy to start, having some, interaction with you guys in my comments about these strains, and maybe we can help each other learn some stuff. So, um, I'm so glad you guys are here. I do appreciate you being here. I have a lot more coming up. I am probably after this gonna go get something to eat and try to, deal with all this. This is quite nice. Might even just watch TV or something like that. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done that. But anyway, um, I I digress yet again. Um, Thank you all so much for being here. If there's anything that you guys want to see, if there's anything you're tired of seeing, if there's anything you want me to shut up about, if there's anything you want me to talk more about, just let me know. I try to answer as many comments as I possibly can, time permitting. I do have an awful lot going on in my life, and I try to make as much time as I can for each particular place in my life. And that's one of the things that I wanted to kind of hit on today is there's certain other places outside of YouTube that I've been around in and all of that. And there's certain things that I've been asked to do over there. And, these different places, people want more information, more information, more information. Well, unfortunately, I only have so much time in the day. And the majority of the time that is my free time, that is my hobby time, I spend and I choose to spend making these videos, making these, actual film videos. I really have had some issues recently where some people just don't understand that we all have limited time to do what we want to do. And I want to tell you guys that if you have anybody in your lives that are pressuring you to take your time and spend it over here and just use your time here. We need more time here, more time here. Provided that's not your job, like provided they don't pay your bills and they're not your spouse or your children, all right? If they're not the ones demanding your time, ignore. Take your time, do what you love doing, all right? That's what I'm doing. I express to people all of the time, just follow what you love, provided it's not hurting anyone else or yourself. That's a big thing right there. So as long as you're not hurting anybody, which includes yourself, just do what you love doing. Now, as adults, as some of us are parents, I am not. I've never been blessed with a child of my own, though I have been blessed with I have been blessed with a chance to have raised a couple, helped raise a couple in my time. And I will say that, yeah, it just, I don't know, don't let anybody take anything from you except your family, except those that need you. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you have responsibilities, take care of your responsibilities, but don't let strangers try to treat you like you have any responsibility to answer to them or anything like that. All right. Now I'm gonna get off of here and quit with this video before I entirely, shut down. I'm having some difficulty here. This is an extremely, extremely strong flower. I do hope you guys are doing well, and I hope to see you very soon. As usual, I want you to stay lifted. I want you to stay blessed, and I want to talk to you very, very soon. Peace.